Hi guys, Peter Finch here, and you join me with Golf Monthly on the 15th hole of the Lakes course at Lumine, and this is the final stage qualifying for the European Tour, and it is this point where the nerves will really start to jangle for the guys who are trying to qualify for the European Tour. And these last 4 holes present a massively stern test, and what we're going to be doing here is talking through how you might be thinking going through these holes if you have that chance of the Tour card. And the 15th hole here is a 480-yard par 4. But if that wasn't difficult enough, there's also water to the right-hand side off the tee and then water to the left-hand side of the green. So a double amount of danger, which is going to be facing them when they get this hole. And the first thing you're going to be doing on this tee is deciding what club to hit, because there's a bunker out there about 270 on the left, but that is away from the water. So if you were to play towards that, that would be the safer option. However, that would leave you a long iron coming in over the water to the green. So this is where you really need to kind of suck it up and go for it with the driver, straight down the middle and rip it. If you miss it left, it will be in the bunker, but if you miss it right, then danger awaits. The fairway isn't super narrow, so you've just got to go for it. You've got to hit the driver, you've got to try and find the center of the fairway, and hopefully actually nail it. So I've got my 3-wood out, but I'm not going to be using that. I'm going to be going with the driver. You can see that Tour card, it's beckoning. I can sense it in the distance. I can see the glory. I can see the millions of prize money. And I can see everyone else absolutely frightened stiff of this hole, but not me. Taking dead aim at the pin, which is pretty much bang in the center of the fairway. Just going to try and launch it down there as far as possible. That's pretty good. That's just going to be in the right hand semi. No, right hand side of the fairway. I take it back. Easy. Sign me up for a Tour card. So just on the right-hand side of this fairway, but I've got 230 yards to the pin. Now it's 200 yards to actually clear the front bunkers to get onto the green, and that's got to be my first number. I don't want to be in those front bunkers. I've got water to the left-hand side as well, which means I don't want to be hitting it left. There's a big bailout area to the right. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be going in with my long iron, my driving iron. I'm going to be trying to draw it in off the right-hand side of the green. If it draws a little bit too much, it'll probably find the bunker or the left-hand side of the green. If it draws the perfect amount, it should be quite close. But if I lose it out to the right, then it leaves me a relatively simple up and down. Well, leaves a Tour pro a relatively simple up and down. I could make quite a hash of it. So I'm going to go in with the 2 iron. It's early in the morning. I would expect to be getting a little bit further up as it dries out, but this is such a brutal hole at this stage in the round, and this is where the fun only begins. So I've got my mark just to the right of the green there. I'll line up to that point. Come on, nice gentle draw. Yeah, it's just stayed out to the right hand side. But that is my miss there. So from that point, I'm going to be chipping across, really just fairway. So hopefully get a chance to get up and down. But that was uber safe, uber safe. It's fine. I'll be going into this point with a 6-shot lead. It's fine. So a little bit disappointed to bogey that last hole. However, it is a very hard par 4, and there are chances now to make up some shots on these last 3 holes. Now this is a par 5, and it is almost 600 yards. So it's not going to be the easiest one to get on into. Plus, there's water all the way down the left-hand side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to treat this like a proper par 5. I'm taking an iron off the tee, and there's a run-out area just on that bunker at about 250 yards. So if I hit an absolutely smashing 2 iron, I might just get there, but it's very, very unlikely. What that does, it takes the water out on the left-hand side as well, and then it leaves me with about a 220-yard shot to a fairway bunker, which is about 100 yards short of the center of the green. So I've already planned this hole out in my mind, It's then about executing it and trusting my wedge game to try and get that shot back. But there are further opportunities as we move into the last 2 holes as well. So driving iron right at the centre of that bunker, all the bailout area is right. The one thing here is you just can't go left. Simple as that. So straight over those birds there, straight at that bunker. Well, I've absolutely striped it. Yeah, it's probably just ran out, so just into the semi. Struck it well, but this is a layup. That's all I needed to do. So after a decent tee shot, slight push, which has left me in the semi, I've got another long iron, so another driving iron, straight at that bunker in the centre of the fairway, which is 250 yards away. So far, the plan has worked. And if I can get a good wedge away after a good second shot, then I can make that bogey back that I had on the last and set myself up for hopefully a decent last few holes. Yeah, I'm liking the semi-rough at the moment. Just hang on. I've like gone from semi. A little bit of a leak, that one. So it's going to leave me slightly longer than I wanted, but it's only going to be about 130 to 140. Very, very safe with my second shot. I've actually ended up in the first cut of rough. The lie's okay. It might be a little bit jumpy, but I've only got 130 yards to the pin, which is front right. So if it does go slightly over the pin, that's fine. I'm just going to be putting. It'll be down the hill a little bit, which isn't ideal. Taking dead aim though. It is time to try and get a birdie. Got my wedge straight at it. Oh, we'll just fly a little. Fly a little. Not bad. It's just rolled a little bit left as well, but I think it's about pin high. 15 foot for a birdie. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. Let's get that birdie back. A little bit longer than 15 foot. It's about a 20 foot, but it's uphill. Tiny bit from right to left, I think. Come on, let's get it back. Oh, big right to left. Wow. That's fairly a lot more swing than I imagined. However, it's a par 5. Another par 5 to come. I'll have to try and get it back on that one instead. 17th hole here, and it's 185 yards, but with the pin position, it's very gentle today. In other circumstances, especially the last hole of tour qualifying, if they took it far right and with the wind into, there's a bunker front and a bunker back. Now I've got my 5 iron here. I'm going to go at it hard because if I hit it well, it's going to be pretty much level with the pin or past. I just cannot be in that front right bunker because from there, I'll be hitting onto a downslope, down onto the green, and it'd be pretty tough. So 5 iron straight at it. I'm going to be pretty aggressive on this one. Oh, a bit of number. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh, just past it. Decent chance for a birdie there, though. Straightest shot of the day. I just thrive under pressure. Thrive. Get me on tour. Come on. So this green's quite interesting because it's got 3 main collection points. Back left, front where the pin is today, and then back right as well, as if you're looking at it from the tee. And it's one of these 3 positions where the pin normally is. This front section is probably the easiest, that's second easiest, and that is definitely the hardest. But it's one of those 3 locations where the pin will normally be. Now this putt is coming up over a slope, and then it's back down to the hole. And it should move a little bit from right to left. This is all dependent on pace. If I get a little bit fast down there, it won't take the break. And it'll run a good 4 or 5 feet by. So I can't be massively aggressive with it. Thought process here is just getting it dropping in the front door. Last time I was on this hole, I holed an absolute worldie of a putt as well. So positive vibes. It's nowhere near high enough, Pete. Oh, how are you expecting to get your shot back and get on tour with putts like that? I'm sorry you had to see that, everyone. I apologise. It's disgusting. I feel a little bit sick even thinking about it. Oh, however, the last hole is a par 5. Can I get back to level? Come on, Spanish golfing gods. Last hole, and it is another par 5. It is another beast, 550 yards off the backs. It doesn't quite play that though, because it doglegs quite tightly around a water hazard. This is a hole that you really want to be putting yourself in a good position off the tee so you can have a go for it. But when you do have a go for this green into, it is dangerous. Now, from personal experience, I do know this. I visited the water here on multiple occasions, but not today, because today I'm qualifying for the European Tour. I'm going to birdie this hole. I'm going to walk off arms raised aloft to my adoring fans. They're going to embrace me and they're going to say, well done. You're now eligible for the Morocco Masters or whatever it is. But I need to get the tee shot off first. Big high draw, bombing it at the far bunker. It's 350 away, so I shouldn't reach unless the adrenaline is really pumping, but I should be fine. Then that gives me that approach into the green. That's stage 1 done. Bang in the centre that. There's a tiny bit heely, so, oh, that stopped dead as well. No release at all. So after a decent drive, but it just didn't quite carry as much as I wanted to. It's left me 230 yards into the pin. Now, the pin is at the front and it's tight behind a bunker which is guarding the front left, and the water runs from the left-hand side of the hole all the way around the back of the green. So the bailout is to the right. So I'm going to be aiming at the right half of the green, trying to hit a little bit of a draw. If it comes back, great. If it doesn't, then it's going to leave me in a safe area to hopefully get up and down for that birdie. An eagle would be an absolutely lovely bonus here, but the birdie is really what I'm after. So right hand side of the green with a draw, with my 2-iron. Come on, let's get a birdie. Oh, go on, be good. Let's get over it. Oh, baby. That is back left of the green. Just ran on a little bit, but putting for an eagle. I think it's quite a long one back along the green, but it's what I needed to do. I've got a chance to get my card, as long as I don't 3-whack. So, eagle putt, and I think it's going to be quite a big double breaker actually. There's a slope here on the green, it's going to move it to the left, and then as it starts to go down the hill, it should move down a little bit to the right hand side. So, in truth, I'm actually only going to be aiming this just to the right of the hole, even though there's quite big breaks either side. I just want to get this stone dead or dropping in the front edge. I want a nice easy tap in if it doesn't go in for an eagle. Now break round to the right, break round to the right. Don't you dare not break round to the right. Sometimes I think my balls don't listen to me. It's almost like they're inanimate objects. However, rolling for a birdie. So level par for those last 4 holes, and I really enjoyed the last 4 here because they are a proper test. You've got a really hard par 4, you've got a proper par 5 where it's a 3-shot unless you absolutely rip a driver, tricky par 3, and then a scoreable par 5 as well with danger. It's a really good finish to an actual competition, and to get through there in level par is okay. I think the guys, if you come in for European Tour qualifying, you know, they're going to be going 2 under through those last 4. 1 under's good, but you can see how also there could be some big numbers produced there at the same time. But for myself, I'm happy with that level par. I'm going to go into the clubhouse and celebrate now with a nice cool Diet Pepsi or another carbonated drink brand.